I kept cutting my hair off and wearing my hair short for a number of years for a number of reasons. Most notably, economic and low maintenance reasons. Because mentally I wasn't in the space where I wanted to be dealing with a lot when it came to my hair. And financially I wasn't in the space where I wanted to be spending unnecessary amounts of money on hair products. So I just kept wearing my hair short. I used less product, and it was easier to handle. I could wash it as often as I wanted, and so on and so forth. In October 2018, I decided I'll only grow my hair out if I can still have those benefits of being able to wash my hair whenever I wanted, because I'm weird like that, and I could maintain it without a lot of effort and without a lot of money. So this is how I did it. I've been growing my hair out now for a year and 8 months. Oops, sorry. And so far I've only been able to get it to this point because I've been keeping it low maintenance and low cost. What do I mean by that? To be honest, I wash my hair with whatever I can find in the moment, and I'm not going to tell you what I've washed my hair with, because this isn't a recommendation for you to do the same. So you don't need to know what I wash my hair with, but whatever it is that I could find that can wash my hair, that I was comfortable using on my head, that's what I would use to wash my hair with. That's what I still use to wash my hair with. And as far as retaining moisture, so as far as the financial stuff is concerned, I only buy shampoo if I have the money to buy shampoo. Otherwise, whatever I can find to wash my hair with, that's what I wash it with. So I don't really spend a lot of money on shampoo. Most of my money that I'll spend it on will go into most of my money that I spend it on. I don't spend a lot of money on my hair. In the beginning I did, when I was like, okay, because my sister, she wanted to go natural, but I guess she wanted company to go natural, so she was like, will you go natural with me? And at the time I felt like my hair was falling out. I know now that I just shed a lot of hair. My hair wasn't falling out, I just shed a whole lot of hair. My hair was growing in with the relaxer, but I felt like it was thinning out or falling out. And just with that in mind, I was like, you know what, I want to decrease the amount of relaxer I put in my hair. So I was already at the stage where I wanted to cut it down to twice per year to relax my hair, and eventually get to once per year to relax my hair. But every time I would comb my hair and see the amount of hair I shed, it would freak me out, and I would think my hair was falling out. So I really was at the state where I was just ready to do whatever with my hair. I just didn't know what I was going to do with it. I never thought I would be going natural again. But she asked me, and I was like, what the heck, why not? So I just went ahead and just cut my hair off. She didn't do that because that was not the route she wanted to take. But I was already like at that point where I felt like my hair was falling off. I felt like maybe I needed to cut my hair, even though it wasn't falling out, mind over matter. But I was like, maybe I need to cut my hair and start it over from scratch, even though I had cut my hair before and had started over from scratch before. That was just my train of thought. So when she suggested it, I was just like, hey, what the heck, doesn't matter to me. So I cut it short with relaxed ends on it at first, and then after a few months I cut it like completely short, and I put a picture of what that looked like here. And I was doing all the things. I was getting all the products, and at the time I had money to get all the products. And a year in, I realized my hair had grown. So I was using the black castor oil, I was using the Cantu products, I was making sure that I got the coconut oil, I was doing all of that shit. I'm sorry, I probably can't say that, so, but I was doing all of that. And a year in, I realized, oh no, I don't think I'm ready for this commitment, because I didn't remember how difficult it was for me to be able to wash my hair as often as I wanted, with it now be at the time being, so it was at the time, not now, at the time it was 6 inches long within that year, and that was already too much of a commitment for me, because I wanted to still be able, I enjoyed while my hair was growing out and it was short and I was able to wash it anytime I wanted, as I mentioned before. But as it started to grow, it became more difficult and more difficult. And a year in, I was like, yeah, washing this whenever I wanted to wasn't working out. And where I live, it's hot, so my head sweats a lot and it gets really itchy, so I just like to be able to wash it. But then when I washed it, I would have to be there for like another 2 hours detangling it, because my hair is out, so, or at the time it was thicker than the way it is now. Maybe because of all the stuff I was using and all of that, but it was thicker than the way it is now. Right now it's still thick though, and I like my hair, I like my thickness. But yeah, it was just taking about 2 hours to deal with every single time I would wash it, and I like to wash my hair as often as I showered, and it would not dry for a very, very, very long time, so everything would just, all the product would sit in the scalp with the water and everything. It wouldn't dry, and it would just itch the shit out of me. So I was just like, okay, I don't know if I'm ready for this commitment of every time getting out of the shower, detangling it for another hour, and then another 2 hours, and then having it not dry and having my scalp itch the crap out of me, because well, this is very difficult. It's very difficult for me to communicate, apparently. It's very difficult for me to speak. But I don't want this to be over 15 minutes, so let me try and get to the point. You don't need to know anything else. Just try and get to the point before 15 minutes. Okay. So I cut my hair off again, and I kept going in between trying to grow it out and cutting it off, and then I put a relaxer in there again, texturize it a bit. Then I was like, nah, I don't like this, because I didn't like how my hair looked when it would shed, and so I cut it off again, and I just kept doing that. I kept going in between cutting it off. So at some point I was just like, okay, if I'm going to keep cutting it off, I obviously don't want to deal with the hassle. Plus, it is much cheaper for me to handle my hair when it's shorter, and it allows my brain to free up to focus on me and healing and all of that, when I don't have to think about my hair and I don't need that added stress. So, right? So October 2018, I was just like, okay, I'm tired of the short look. What would happen if I grew my hair out? And it was like, it was stressful to think about, because I was just thinking about the money and everything that had gone into it before for me to grow it out. And I thought that was what was necessary. I thought I needed to buy black castor oil, which can be expensive. I thought I needed to have the right products. I thought I needed to, like, the right products in quotation marks, all the natural hair products and so on. I thought I needed all of that to make sure that I had tons of conditioner, and made sure that I was co-washing, not shampooing, and all of those stuff. But that was not me, and I was not going to grow my hair out if it required all of that. So I said, okay, I'm just going to test it for a year, grow my hair out, see what happens, and see if my hair will grow and be healthy enough with low maintenance. It can't be anything other than that, otherwise I knew I was going to cut it off again. So I did just that. I started like with like the tiny bottle of I think I started with a tiny bottle of IC. I don't remember, but I know there was a point where I was using the tiny bottle of IC and a tiny bottle of oil moisturizer, and then that, if I didn't have that, when that finished really quickly, I used any conditioner that was cheap enough for me to use. I would use that. And then as the years progressed, I realized that I could dilute certain conditioners. There are certain conditioners with consistencies that you can dilute. I won't mention any brands right now because ain't nobody sponsoring this video, so I won't mention any brands. But there are some cheaper conditioners that when you dilute it with water, it still remains creamy and has that texture. So I realized that, and I decided, hey, I'm going to stretch my conditioners, because there were months where I wouldn't have anything to moisturize my hair, and that wasn't okay. So there were months when I would just use whatever I could, maybe just use oil, and that is not my cup of tea, because it just makes the hair feel not great to me. And so there were weeks, months, not consecutively, but times when I didn't have anything to put in my hair. So I decided, and I learned that I could stretch it with water and then eventually with oil. Like, so if I had any oil laying around, olive oil, which I sometimes use on my skin, but again, it's expensive, so if I can't afford it, I don't have it. But I just make sure that I have a conditioner to moisturize my hair, and an oil, and I wash my hair as often as I shower. And I will put my hair in plaits. So I'll show you how I do that. And that's how I've grown my hair for the past 20 months.